Reminder that if you're just switching on, this man attacked at 100 kilometres to go.
As you said, Rob, all the warning lights are on and there's all but smoke coming out the back of Tadej Pogačar at the moment. 40 seconds, he's still holding that same time gap. And, okay, the metres on the road that we're being shown, it's all relative when you're going uphill. That shortens quite a lot. But if it's 41 seconds and he can get to the downhill, he should be just safe to carry that through to the finish. But it's 7.5 kilometres from the bottom of the descent through to the finish. If they cooperate,
do not go away, whatever you're doing.
If they drill it, if this chase group can really cooperate, they can catch him. It's going to take all of them, no misturns, all 100%, but they could catch him.
And there might be a Pogačar in front, but there's a Van der Poel and Evenepoel, a Mas and O'Connor, all working together behind with Hirschi, Healy and Squeens as well. A look behind from Pogačar. We just saw the neutral service car pulled out of the gap. We know this is a tricky descent. We know that it's narrow roads and a lot of that will be for safety. But that normally happens when the gap goes below 30 seconds. It's telling us 700 metres here.
Let's look at the body language on this really steep little section now. Up and out of the saddle for Pogačar. And we'll compare that sort of speed now to what we'll see in the chase group. 43 seconds we're seeing on the clock, so edging away. Maybe they're just starting to think about silver in that chase group.
And he looked all right there, didn't he?
Who can go? Can Van der Poel leave the rest with one of those cyclocross-style hill efforts?
It might need it, because Pogačar
He's
there,
going.
After really looking like he might have been a little bit of trouble, looked more like himself. Let's see, here is Van der Poel in the orange. Keep your eye on him. He's on the wheel at the moment of Squeens. Evenepoel at the back of this group. Here it goes up the hill. And now then, this is the moment. There, somebody has to go. 46 seconds.
Yep.
Nobody can go. Nobody can go. And Pogačar at this point was still looking decent when you compare him to these guys, no?
Yep, he is. I mean, look at that speed. You sort of are taking in all the painting on the road and how quickly they're passing over that. They're not going faster than Tadej Pogačar. That ticker now, 48 seconds to Tadej Pogačar. That will be music to his ears that the gap is going back up at this point. And he's squeezing out every last drop.
You had that moment, didn't you? Just that final bit of the uphill before he got the rest on the descent there. You really got the sense he was in trouble, and the time gap was telling us that. The expressions as well. But he had that little bit of recovery. Very, very little bit of recovery. And he started to look a little bit more like himself. The gaps are showing that. 600 metres again, the difference. 52 seconds, it's telling us. And Pogačar, surely now, surely, almost has this in the bag.
Yeah, well, that gap in terms of metres, once he gets on this descent, that will almost be 950 metres, a kilometre in front that he'll be at the speeds they'll be hitting down here. Already over 60 kilometres an hour. Takes exactly a minute at 60k an hour. Van der Poel with an acceleration now.
And here he goes. Hirschi try to follow. There's Squeens as well. There's a gap now to Mas. .47 seconds. So much drama here. And we really did not expect this.
Evenepoel, he's reached his limit. O'Connor with him and Healy. Healy's been almost always on the back of this group since he got caught. It's such a massive effort. Him and Squeens off the front in the chase behind Pogačar, who is now getting some respite, able to just hold the legs still, let gravity do its work and defend his lead for him.
Eight Ks to go. The lake comes into view. 7 full laps around here. It's been almost 8 when you take in the first 3/4 of a lap when they went over the other climb to join that plateau at the top. An amazing 273-kilometre race, 4,500 metres of climbing. Many of the best bike riders in the world. Former champions, the defending champion, and at the minute with 46 seconds, after a wobble and a scare, I think Tadej Pogačar looks like the champion-elect. Bobby laughs, he knows there might be another twist, yeah, in that kind of race.
I just didn't dare agree with you just at this moment, not after what we've just seen.
You have to hand it to Father Paul. Trained specifically for this, didn't he? Knew it was going to be difficult, certainly with this man turning up and racing the way he does. But he's still fighting.
Getting as aero as the rules allow. Well, he's on the edge of his seat. He's had us on the edge of ours for the last lap of this race. We'd pretty much awarded the jersey, hung the medal around his neck, thought about the race as he'll ride as world champion, and then we've had what's happened over the last 20k. What a script. Did you write this?
I don't think I'd be capable of this, mate. Incredible. It's not over yet. Switzerland is still in the mix for a medal, let's not forget. And after the cloudy week in terms of the weather, after the nasty stormy week, metaphorically, it's exactly what the Swiss fans would like as well. Can he or she pull it off? Now here's Evenepoel right inside. It's being followed by Van der Poel, who's down in the orange. Squinch still there, still fighting. One of the rides of his life. 6Ks to go. 50 seconds now. The 26-year-old Tadej Pogačar. There's not much new that we can tell you about him. There's much else we can say about him, full stop. He's got just over half a kilometre of a lead now, and now it's Hirschi putting in what he hopes will be the final dig, and this time there's gap, this time there's daylight, and now he's going to try and build on it. Van der Poel reacts, and he's still fighting.
And that gap to Tadej Pogačar is coming down quickly on this little stretch, the last uphill stretch on this course. And you can see the pain, the agony of Tadej Pogačar wrenching on the bike, not looking anywhere near as smooth as he has for the last 95 kilometres. Remco Evenepoel just off the wheels at the moment as well, but everything concertinaing back together.
Well, you have to hand it to Evenepoel. I think from quite a way away. You knew he wasn't 100% of what he can be. When he was out of position, when he wasn't going. As we now see Mas come around. Healy's the man in the front, by the way, now. 45 seconds to Pogačar. He's lost that little bit of time again on the uphill. But he's about to dive down again. He's near the top. Evenepoel showing that despite all that build-up, you know he's a special rider himself. Not quite 100%.
The leg's not quite there anymore for Remco Evenepoel, but it's pride powering him back on. He just does not want to be dropped by this group. He at least wants to finish with them. Healy now pulled back by Mas. Look over the shoulder from Van der Poel. Scoins in his wheel. Scoins with the attack now.
In the red jersey, Tom Squinch. Van der Poel try and follow. What a defence, or an attempt at a defence of his title. Each and every rider here deserves a medal. Only two can
now distance.
Squinch, Van der Poel, O'Connor and Hirschi. There's that gap to Mas. Over the top they go, and here comes Pogačar on his way down to the flat and to run him. It's almost job done for Slovenia. A first ever world title. 46 seconds.
nervous faces amongst the Slovenian team delegation there at the finish. You'd imagine as the teammates, the staff, everybody watching this in Slovenia or roadside on the screen they can get in front of. Hearts in mouths.
Healy's gone here. Squinch is going to chase him. And now Evenepoel, from being right at the back, is chasing this. Musical chairs in this group.
It is, but you've got to say, Healy and Scoins really deserve medals in this race. Evenepoel, the man in third wheel, then it's Van der Poel. Ben O'Connor following him.
"97 kilometres since he attacked." And no, you don't need your hearing checked. Tadej Pogačar made his move with 100 k's to go. And he has 47 seconds of a gap over his closest chasers. Now we can say it, on the way to a world title. He's shown the gap for the last time. He knows the difference he has on those chasing. And they are fighting for medals themselves. And two former world champs are trying to join him on the podium. They're Evenepoel and Van der Poel. But none of this lot who are with them are giving up. They've all ridden rip-roaring races. But nobody as audacious as Tadej Pogačar. We questioned where he was going when he went. Yes, even we questioned where he was going. But they've given each other a right kicking behind while he was out in the front, continuing to ride at his rhythm. Even that was almost too difficult, as Healy's trying to join him now. And Van der Poel will chase him down. With Hirschi trying to get back in, it will be stop, start once more. And it's all this stuff that has helped Pogačar continue to ride out the front. It has been a really special day, Robbie.
It's been just simply incredible the way this has happened strategically from Tadej Pogačar from such long range. But then in that strategy, Jan Tratnik, who sat up and waited out of that breakaway group and dragged him around to the next time of the climb. Then he was with his trade team teammate in Pavel Sivakov for an entire lap before going solo. But it has been a seesaw battle where it looked like they were almost going to catch him. But Tadej Pogačar will prevail, become world champion. And Mark Hirschi.
Ben O'Connor. Ben O'Connor's out the way as well.
Oh, the white tricked me.
1 kilometre for Tadej Pogačar, who is quite deservedly going to get a hero's welcome. Now looks behind and won't see anybody. Now knows that the pain is almost over. Shakes his head in disbelief, because exploits like this do not happen very often. 1987, the last time that somebody won the Giro, the Tour and the Worlds. It's a roar for a rip-roaring performance. And now the finish line's in front of him. For only the third time in the long history of professional cycling, the triple is going to be crowned. And who else to do it but Tadej Pogačar, the modern sports all-round wizard. He stunned us all at the start of the season, attacking with 80 kilometres to go in Italy. He's bettered even that here. Attacking from 100 kilometres from the finish. And no wonder he's emotional. No wonder he's believed. Because he had to believe. It's Pog's world in professional cycling at the moment. And these are Pog's worlds. Tadej Pogačar and the rainbow jersey. The perfect fit. 100 kilometres. Winning in a style that only he knows. But who's going to join him on the podium? Ben O'Connor is the first answer. He was up there at the Vuelta. He can't believe it. And what company he's keeping.
Brilliant.
O'Connor in second place. It's a silver for Australia. Well played, that man. It's Pogačar, it's O'Connor, and now Squeeze puts in the attack. Van der Poel realises he has to react. Here she's there trying to take the dream for Switzerland as well. Here they come inside the final 200 metres now. Can Squeeze hold on? Because Van der Poel's coming around him. There goes the man who won the race last year. Mathieu Van der Poel's at the front. He will do it. He will take it. It is Pogačar, O'Connor, Van der Poel at the end of an historic barnstorming World Championships. And I'm not sure we will see a Worlds ridden like that, taken to pieces with 100 kilometres to go, ever again. There's only one man who could do that, and that is Tadej Pogačar.
Great defence by Mathieu Van der Poel. Third in the end, O'Connor escaping for silver. Van der Poel marking all the rest as much as he could. Brings them home in the sprint. But Tadej Pogačar has taken us on some adventure.
That was an exhausting watch. Tried to think what it was been like to ride it. Here he goes. Off to celebrate. Ushka's there. Slovenia has a world title. That is the golden couple of Slovenian cycling that's on your screen.
It's going to be some interview to walk us through, talk us through that final lap.
What on earth was he thinking when he went at 100 k's to go, Robbie?
Probably thinking, it's only 100k. But when we talked earlier about instinct in a bike race, not looking at numbers, but looking at what's happening around, the feeling that he had, and he just went from one champion to another. A year in rainbows ends for Van der Poel, and is just beginning for Tadej Pogačar.
He had to win this. He has won this. As I just said, Tadej Pogačar in the rainbow jersey is quite the perfect fit. Well, exhausted, speechless. And that's just the common